What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports channel. Here to bring you a video discussing the NFL Draft 2025 quarterback class, and also a branch question off of that is, can Quinn Ewers overtake Carson Beck for QB1 in this year's class? Let's get into it, guys. Quick disclaimer, or quick just alert to you guys. Hopefully, my voice doesn't sound too bad. I don't know if you can tell or not via the audio, but I am under the weather, and also I lost my voice a little bit. One, because my Falcons got whooped by the Steelers yesterday, and I was pissed off and screaming at the TV. And also, I was outside in the rain all weekend because my sons had baseball games in the rain. So, forgive me for that. But let's get into it, guys. So, I'm gonna start with the second question first, and that's talking about Quinn Ewers, who, as of right now, only through a couple of weeks of the college football season, he's looking like the Heisman favorite. I know Cam Ward's balling out, but I think Quinn Ewers doing it on a bigger scale. I think he's the Heisman favorite as of right now, and Texas is also ranked two, I believe, ranked number two, one, two, something like that. So, I think it's definitely deserved. Quinn Ewers has been a top prospect for a while now. Obviously the talent has been there since high school, and he has panned out. He definitely has panned out so far. Left some to be desired last year, but this year it looked like he kind of got it fixed for the most part. But the question I was talking to some of my friends about, and they brought it to my attention, saying he's going to be QB1, and we had a good discussion in the text thread about that. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. And this question kind of merges into the overall question or the overall discussion of the whole class as a whole. So we'll get into that. But I don't think Quinn Ewers can overtake Carson Beck as QB1. Now I will say this, and I said this in the past. I'm not a big fan of Carson Beck. I don't think he's going to be good in the NFL or be great. I think he'll be okay at best. But you have to have a grade for consistency. And he's the only one in this class that is consistent. And let's go down the line, especially starting with the big three. So I'm gonna go for my personal favorites, but I'm gonna give you my NFL brain favorites too. So my personal favorites, as far as the big three go, Shai Sanders, Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck. Right? I think Shador is the most talented out of all three guys. I think he's the best out of all three guys. But I'm gonna tell you why he's not number one on the NFL brain side. Number two, Quinn Ewers, super talented, has all the tools in the world. I think he has the arm strength to make any throw he wants to make. And I also get into why he's not number one. And then Carson Beck, my number three on my personal list, but he's number one on my NFL list. Has good size, can make throws, but he just can't. To me, for being a QB1, he won't be able to take over and lead the team to victory. I think the team will lead him to victory. He just got to manage. I don't think Shador and Quinn Ewers will be game managers. I think Carson Beck will be a game manager. That's how I see it. So that's how I have it ranked right now, and that probably just forever as far as my personal list: Shador, Quinn, and Beck. But translating to the NFL draft list and how I think the NFL teams will view these guys, Carson Beck is one and probably will stay there from this point on. 6'4", 220. He has the best size out of all these guys. Nice size on him. Can gain even more weight to put on more size. 225, 230. Good arm. Decent speed to him. Can run. And he's a leader. He's an outright leader. We've seen that. We know that now. After watching the last couple of years, so we know what he brings. He's not going to be dynamic. He's not going to lead this team to victory. But you have someone back there who's a solid, coachable game manager back there. And that's why I said prior in a prior video, we have no we have a QB1, but we won't have a first overall quarterback prospect. We don't have a first overall quarterback prospect because these guys aren't that good, in my personal opinion. So Carson Beck is QB1 solidified on my list. 2, you have Quinn Ewers. Quinn Ewers, who is awesome. As I said, all the tools in the world. He's playing hot right now. But also, not just last year, but this year too. He's just so inconsistent. So inconsistent. He have spots of brilliance, flashes of brilliance, and then you have spots of why'd you do that? Shaking your head, scratching your beard, scratching your head. Why'd you make that throw? Well, week 1 versus Colorado State, he made a bonehead play. Like, dog, why would you throw it Why would you throw it that way? Like, why? The Texas rolled on Colorado State, and I know mistakes happen and stuff, but it's like, dog, you making bonehead plays just because you just want to be a gunslinger, and that gunslinger mentality can hurt Quinn Ewers at certain points in time, and it's like, why would you make certain throws when you don't have to? Eat it, throw it away, go to your second read, something. You don't have to make that play in double coverage where he's not even open. At no point in time, the guys be open and Quinn Ewers said, "F it, I'm just gonna throw it to him. I got a strong arm, I got a cannon, I trust my receiver." But sometimes you gotta be the quarterback and say, "Hey, I can't do that. Let's take the dink and dunk. Let's take the other route. Let's read the room. Let's read the field." And sometimes he gets in the habit of being a gunslinger and taking his first option, which is normally deep, and and making a big time throw or a big time mistake also. So that's to me the difference between Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers. I think Ewers is closer to 3 than he is to 1 in my opinion. And then you have number 3 on my NFL list. That's Shai Sanders. As I said on my personal list, me grading them, he's the most talented. I think he's the best outright. Obviously, we can't see that his O line is just trash. OC is trash back to back years, But I think with a better offensive line, he will be good. But the reason why he's down on my list, he was QB2 last year in last year's class on my personal list. He started out QB1 on my list this year, but he had to drop down. No leadership whatsoever. No leadership, no awareness outside of himself. I just don't love his attitude. His personality. I don't love it personally, and I think being Dion's son, being him, is gonna rub some GMs and owners the wrong way. And it's a gift and a curse to be so braggadocious, to be so confident. No, that is a gift and a curse, and depends on how you're viewed by the fans and by people. And I think people will not view him in the best light, along with him making his own bad mistakes. And like I said, mainly in the media, him talking about his teammates. Just the game they got whooped on by Nebraska and Dylan Rayola. He mentioned how many times Rayola got touched, how many times I got touched. So it's like you can't. We know that, but you don't say that though. You just don't say that. So stuff like that, plus how people already view him and his dad, is not going to work out on a big scale. So I think Shador is QB3. There's a chance if he gets hot, if the O line for Colorado ever fixes their mistakes, there's a chance he overtakes Ewers, but I just don't see it. So I think right now, 1, 2, and 3 are set in stone. Carson Beck being 1, 2 being Ewers, and Sanders being 3. Then you have the other guys in the different bracket: Dylan Gabriel, Jackson Dart, Cam Ward, Jalen Milroe. I have them fighting for that 4th spot. Um, along with guys like Drew Aller, who I don't really have love for, as far as a prospect goes. Uh, Garrett Messamere from LSU looks okay. First time seeing him, so need to see more of him. But he looks okay in the LSU system. Most quarterbacks do. So, I think that second tier is definitely, Cam Ward, Milroe, probably just those two. Gabriel, a little small, so I don't know if we really love him in the NFL. But I think Ward, who also is on the Heisman race with Ewers as of right now, I think could fight for that 4th spot. Jalen Milroe, you know, I know he probably wants to play quarterback and probably will try to, but his arm isn't. His arm is talented, but the accuracy and all the other stuff around the arm has to get there, has to get better as well. But with guys looking good like Anthony Richardson and some of those guys in the NFL built like him or built similar to him, he could have a pretty good chance at doing something and being a being a third, fourth round pick. So that's really my thoughts on it. Can Quinn Ewers be QB1? I say no. Can Shador be QB1? No, I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed away. He had to come in and play great. Even I'll say this: if Shador could have played great and Colorado would have looked great, maybe he had a shot, even with his personality and all that stuff I said earlier. But you've been a losing team, calling your players out, not being a good leader, stuff like that will not work. That's decreasing your value instead of increasing your value. But it's not a bad thing because I do have a video coming soon. Once my voice gets better, probably Wednesday, Thursday, probably I have a video discussing the 2025 draft class as a whole. And it's gonna be a way too early video, like way too early mock draft. It's not a mock draft though, but just some things I'm looking at, things I'm reading, and things I like a lot. And I have Shador dropping in that class. I mean, excuse me, in the draft to around the 20s. And, I have some good teams for him to maybe sit behind some veteran quarterbacks for a year or two, learn, be a pro, bring some humbleness, and then we might see the best of Shador Sanders in the NFL. So, everyone points to the Raiders, to the Giants, to this team, that team. Like, no, I think some teams we're not thinking about could take him on, and he gets to learn for a year or maybe two, and then we'll see him shine then. So, but that's it for video. Video, I can't even talk. Video, guys. We'll get into the other stuff later on. Once my voice gets back right, I get out the little sickness. We're gonna get back on it and uh, boost out some more videos. But as of right now, this might be it for the next couple days. But that's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.